Don't like my hair today. I haven't got ready in months, like months. Like I can't even remember the last time I semi did my hair and like even put on eyeshadow or anything. So today is, I don't know the date. I think it's, what's the date today? Thursday, January 17th, 2019, which still sounds so crazy. I just got home from shooting some pictures for a business, and I've been home, let's see, probably 10 minutes now, but like 2 minutes after I got home, I was already back in my pajamas, took off my bra, just like, I can't even tell you how much I didn't want to wear clothes and jeans and no. But I actually feel pretty good today. So let's see, Josh and I went to my doctor on Monday. I was supposed to go in to have her check me after, wait, okay, no, I'm skipping like a whole bunch of stuff. So this month, instead of doing Clomid, my doctor had me do Femara instead, which is letrozole. And it's similar to Clomid, but it works a little bit differently. And her explanation of it to me was that she's like, think of it as like, if you have a headache, Tylenol works differently than Advil, works differently than ibuprofen, but like they all kind of like do the same thing, but in a different way. So she said that's kind of the difference between Clomid and Femara, I don't know how to say it. That they're both, the goal of both of them is to like either help you ovulate if you don't on your own, or if you already do, then produce more follicles. She said they both just work in a little bit different ways. So since I had such a bad experience with Clomid this last time that I did it, and I mean like really bad, I think like in my last video I talked a little bit about it, but I didn't really go into depth of like how bad it was. Like there was a day where I could hardly walk. I was just stuck on the couch like all day because my stomach hurt so bad. Like it was so bloated, and my ovaries were just like, they just felt like I had two like little Nerf balls in there. They were so uncomfortable and so painful, and I was really close to calling my doctor again and being like, look, do I need to go to the emergency room? Am I having like hyperstimulation or what? But it started to kind of die down by the next day. So I had one like extremely bad day, and then the next day was like, started to get a little bit better, but still sucked. But yeah, the whole time I was on Clomid sucked. Like I had so many of the, what was it called? Symptoms. And I don't think I really talked about that either, but I also had a weird thing happen where there was 2 days where I had a really bad like reaction or rash to something. I don't know what it was. I'll put pictures in here. I took pictures of it and texted it to my doctor like, when was I doing this? It was around Christmas, I think. Oh no, that was the cycle before. So it was Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, because she saw me the morning of Thanksgiving to make sure everything was fine, because I had texted her saying like, hey, my stomach hurts and stuff like that. And so she checked me to make sure I didn't have hyperstimulation, and she said that she didn't think I did. And then like 2 days later is when it got like really bad. But anyway, I had this thing where all of a sudden, like my nose, my cheeks, my elbows, my knees, and my ears, they turned bright red and just felt like they were burning. It was so weird. And it happened one morning. I was just sitting, I was in my living room doing something, and Josh was around. Like I said, it was around Thanksgiving, so we didn't have anything going on, and he was home from work. I was doing something. I feel like I was like, maybe I was vacuuming, something like that. I was like bending down, and I was like, gosh, my ears kind of feel really hot. And then I didn't really think anything of it. And then like a few seconds later, probably, I was like, gosh, they feel really hot. And then I was like, Josh, do my ears look like hot? And he looked and he's like, they're bright red. And I was like, what? And then so I looked in the mirror and they were bright red, and they like felt like they were burning, like it actually hurt. And then that's when it started, like the rash on my face and my nose and anyway. So that happened one day, and then 2 days later, the exact same thing happened again, the exact same spots. So I don't know what that was. I asked my doctor about it and texted her some pictures because it freaked me out, like when it was happening. And she said that she had never seen that happen from Clomid before, but that's not to say that it couldn't happen. So I don't know what that was. But that was my last experience with Clomid, my 2 cycles ago. Yeah, so, and I had done nothing, like nothing else was new. So I think that that's what caused it, 'cause I don't know what else it could have been. Anyway, so then that was November. That was November. So then December, last month, is when she said, well, let's try Femara and see if you react better to that. So I did that. I didn't have near as hard of a time with that. I had a little bit of bloating, but really mild compared to what it was on Clomid. And then I had hot flashes and some headaches, and really that's it. So I mean, compared to what the other one was, I felt pretty good. So then we decided that we wanted to do IUI if that was possible. So this has been a really long story for me to just come back to what I've been trying to say this whole time. Hopefully this has been in focus. I haven't even been looking at it. So what was I saying? Last Monday, which was, what was the date? Monday, January 7th, I went to my doctor to have her check me to see if everything looked good after taking Femara. Expecting her to just check me and then say like, okay, you know, keep taking your ovulation test, and then, you know, we'll schedule an IUI like in a day or 2 or something like that. It ended up being that we needed to do it that day because my follicle looked perfect, I guess, because she said, well, maybe we can do it tonight. Let me call the lab and see. I said, okay, cool. And then she came back in and she was like, actually, they can do it right now. And so I was like, right now? Okay, cool. So what was supposed to be just like a half-hour doctor visit turned into me going down there, getting checked, having to get an order written to have the IUI, the semen prepped for IUI. So I had to call Josh, have him leave work, come down there, give his sample. They had to wash it, which took an hour. And then we had to take the sample back to my doctor so that she could do the IUI procedure on me. I thought I would just talk a little bit about that, I guess. I don't know if this video will ever see the light of day. I'm just kind of talking about it. So today I am 10 days post IUI. I haven't really had a lot of symptoms. I mean, I'm trying really hard not to symptom spot this time, because when I did Clomid, I had my hopes so up because I just had all of those symptoms. And the screwed up thing about these medications that you take to do these treatments and procedures is that they mimic pregnancy symptoms. So because they heighten your progesterone, which is where you get the symptoms from. So, you know, you can have all the symptoms of pregnancy but not be pregnant, and it's caused by those medications. So like you can have the bloating, you can have the cramps, you can have spotting, you can have headaches, you can have nausea, you can have dizziness, fatigue, all of those things, and they're caused by the medication. So when you're trying to get pregnant and you're on those medications, they really trick you every month, because you just like, you're so in tune with your body, and you're trying to like think, like every little thing you feel, you think, oh, could that be implantation that I'm feeling? Or, oh, could that, you know, and so it just really messes with you. So my last time that I did Clomid, I really thought that it had worked and that I was pregnant, because I was having like all these symptoms and feelings that people say that they've had when they were pregnant. But I wasn't. It was just from the stupid medication. So this time with the Femara and with the IUI, I've really tried to not be a crazy person, and I've tried to not like symptom spot and not Google like every little thing and just not drive myself crazy. So I'm 10 days post IUI. I had a few days where I was super bloated. I had a couple days where I had a headache, and really that's it. Today, well, I'm gonna say maybe like a couple days ago, I had like a little bit of cramping and then it went away. Today I've had a little bit of, I mean, not really cramping, more just kind of like gurgliness, kind of like, you know, what it feels like when you're about to start your period. And then I've had a little bit of like kind of sharp pains just on my right side. So I'm not trying to read into any of that. I'm just trying to like whatever, go on about life and not think about it. I have made the decision not to take a pregnancy test until I really have a reason to. So I could technically test today on day 10. Usually you don't really see a positive result until like day 12 is usually the soonest, like for like a good positive reading. But day 14 is like when my period is due. So I've only got like about 4 more days-ish to wait, 4 or 5, something like that. So I've just told myself I'm not going to take a test, because what is the point? You know, if I see a negative, it's just going to bum me out even more and stress me out even more. So I'm not going to take a test until I'm late, like late, like not a day or two late, like 3 days late or something, because then I would have a reason to take a test, you know, and then we'll just see what happens. So also, I don't think I've said this, nobody knows that we did IUI. Nobody really knows, because I think I said this in my last video. I obviously am an open book, like, hello, I'm putting everything out there, and I always have, and I will continue to do that. But it's the real time that's tough, because like, I don't care if people know that we're doing treatments. I don't care if anyone knows that we did IUI and it failed, or if we did it and it worked. Like, I'm happy to talk about that and to share it. I have no problem with it, or if people have questions about it. But what I just can't mentally handle right now is, like, say if people were to know that we did it when we did it, it's just too much for me to have them asking me questions, you know, because I'm already stressed out about it, and I'm already hoping that it's working, and I'm already questioning everything in my head as it is. So that's why. If this video ever does go up, or if I end up telling anyone, or if anybody asks me, that's why they're gonna know after we've already done it, because it's just easier that way for me right now. Yeah. But it's not that I'm trying to hide it or be secretive or anything. Like I said, obviously, I don't care if people know. I just don't want them to know right now when I'm going through it and like trying to like not freak out. You know what I mean? So that's it. So hopefully it worked. I'm really hoping it works. I didn't have, well, I guess I could talk about that, like how it was if you've never done an IUI, or if you're planning on it, or if you're just curious about it. So I'll give a little simple rundown of the process, but you can Google it if you would want to know like details. But basically what you do is the lab takes the sperm, and they say what they call washes it, and that's where they get all of the actual, like just the sperm out, because you can't put semen into just directly into your uterus. You'll get an infection, because there's like stuff in it that isn't good. It's like too acidic, or I don't know the correct terms for everything, okay? But basically they take the semen, they wash it, they get out all the sperm. A lot of labs, what they will do is like put them on an uphill, so that they have to like climb to the top, so only like the fittest of the fit, whatever makes it, they keep. And then the lab gives you your sample back. So our lab gives it to you in like it reminded me of like a pencil case. a pencil case to take back to your doctor if you're doing it somewhere that doesn't have the lab like on site, which is what I did for this one. And then they give you a piece of paper with like all of the info about about it, like the count, the motility, and all of that stuff. And Josh's is good. His is always great. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I'm glad that his is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of annoying because my doctors are always like, oh my gosh, this is the best sample I've ever seen, and we could write a book on you, and like your sperm is like perfect. And I'm just like, cool. Still doesn't work. So I guess my body and eggs just don't work, you know? Like, it's just annoying. Anyway, but so yeah, his sample, everything was good. And so it takes about an hour for them to wash the sperm. So yeah, and then you take it to your doctor, and what she does is so it's just like if you were getting like your yearly exam. They put in a, what is that thing called? You know, that metal clampy cold thing that everybody hates. What's that called? Clamp? It's not a clamp. What's it called? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. They put that in, open you up, ask if, you know, it's comfortable or okay, because they might need to adjust it. My doctor said that sometimes that will like clamp down on your uterus and make it harder for them to do what they're supposed to do. So they want to make sure that it's like positioned properly. So then she takes the sperm and she literally puts it like in a big syringe. And then she puts a catheter in your uterus and pushes the sperm through, and it goes up into your uterus like really, really close to your fallopian tube. So basically what IUI is supposed to do is like, it kind of makes it to where the sperm is already where it needs to be when you release the egg, so that they don't have to travel there. So it just is supposed to give you slightly better chance of conceiving. The odds of it working really aren't that high. I think like at the most it's like 10 to 15% chance. Like it's really a slightly more chance than if you were to just try to conceive naturally on your own. But some people, that's just like the little extra help that they need. Like if for some reason the sperm can't get to where they need to go or whatever. So I'm hoping that it works. But so with the actual procedure, like I've heard some people have like pretty bad experiences where it hurt them really bad and stuff, and it was hard. Mine was totally fine. The catheter went in really easily, and I mean, I had slight cramping when she did it, but so my doctor, she asked when I had the cramps, and then she asked when they stopped, because she said that the cramping, the contractions of your uterus will actually push the sperm out, and that's defeating the whole purpose of what she's trying to do. So she'll put the catheter in a little, and if you get bad cramps, you just let her know, and then she'll stop for a minute, and then when they're done, she'll push it in the rest of the way and then stop, you know, like that. But yeah, it was totally fine. I mean, it's like, the way it feels, I would maybe explain it like, I don't know, kind of like a really, really tight cramp or like pinching feeling that's like really sharp, you know? But it doesn't last long, and it's really not that bad, or at least it wasn't for me. And the whole procedure was done in less than 5 minutes. So it was totally fine. But then she made me put a pillow under my hips, and I had to lay there for a whole hour. I didn't expect that. So like my doctor's appointment was supposed to be a half hour. I ended up being gone 5 hours. Like I had the exam, then I had to go to the doctor, then we had to wait, or the lab, and wait for the sperm to be done, which was an hour, and then so anyway, yeah, I was gone like 5 hours that day, which was totally unexpected. I had to like cancel some appointments that I was supposed to have later in the day, but that's just kind of how life is right now. Like everything is kind of up in the air, and I'm just going, like everything's scheduled around my body and my doctors and like medications and stuff like that. So scheduling sessions and like scheduling anything right now is kind of just up in the air. Like I'm scheduling things, but I've told my clients like some people that I've scheduled things around like when I knew I was going to be doing the IUI, or when I knew I'd be on meds and not feeling very good. I've just been honest and said like, hey, just so you know, I'm on fertility medication. I might have to reschedule if I don't feel good and stuff like that. And everybody understands. And most of my clients are women, and most of my clients have kids, and most of my clients are like previous clients that already know me. So everybody's been really sweet and understanding and really, yeah, like flexible if I need to reschedule and stuff, which I actually don't think I've had to do. Luckily, when I've been feeling really bad is when like I didn't have anything going on. So I feel like I have talked and talked and talked a lot and like really fast, but I just wanted to get this all in a video in case I needed it. I don't know if I will ever use it, like I said, but yeah, so anyway, other than that, nothing else is really going on, just life as usual. It's like a slow time of year, although I've had a lot of newborn sessions lately, which is kind of odd for me, and also like, it's just like the timing, you know, like all these newborn sessions. Like I have 2 this weekend, I had 1 last week, twin newborns. Shush, shush. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be back on here to add in if it worked or not. I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. Hi, welcome to part of my kitchen. Plan on redoing all of it at some point. I am trying to distract myself from getting upset in this video, which I actually feel fine, but whatever. So, putting away groceries as I'm doing this so that I'm not just like sitting here talking to myself. I don't know, I'm all uncomfortable and awkward. What else is new? I need to end my little video clip that I have on here. I don't remember everything I said, but I guess there's no need to like talk very much. The IUI did not work, so that's a huge bummer. So I have a doctor's appointment coming up and we're just kind of going from there. We'll see how it goes. I might do some more if I can. I might be going straight to IVF. I don't know. It just kind of just depends on everything. The fertility doctors here are really like booked out, as you would expect. So I don't know how soon I can get in there. And I had to cancel my last appointment there. So anyway, yeah, totally bummed out. It didn't work. I mean, the chances of it working on the first time are really low anyway, and the chances of IUI working at all, I mean, like the percentage rates really aren't that high. Super bummed. I had a really, really bad day yesterday. But today I'm better. I am not for retail therapy at all, but I did do a little bit of that. I feel like sometimes it's warranted. So I've been a little bit busy, or like keeping myself occupied because I had some boxes arrive today. So I was like putting together furniture and stuff and cleaning, and now I have to put away all my groceries. So that's it. My dog's gonna barge in the door any second. 3, 2, 1. Hi, Henry. Look at these dog prints everywhere. Can you see them? Hi. Anytime it rains, like this floor, oh my god, it's terrible. Yeah, so I think I have some, well, I know I have, why is that moving? That was really weird. Did you see that? It's like it adjusted, it straightened itself out or something. I have some video of, that's really cool, of, so when I went and did my IUI, Josh was able to go and look at his sperm in the microscope. And I was like, I'm jealous, I wanna see. So he was able to take some pictures and actually video on his phone. So I'm gonna put that in here. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll keep everyone updated on what's happening. Like I've said probably a million times now, I will always let you know what's going on, but probably not gonna be like as I'm doing it. It's probably gonna be after. And I know I said before that nobody knew that we did this. but I did make sure to tell some certain special people before I put this up. Basically, just don't worry that I'm like putting this up here and like my family doesn't know first, because that's like weird to me. So my mom knows and my dad knows and now you guys know. So okay, see ya sometime next time soon. I don't know. Bye. Is it still recording? Is this recording? I'm so annoyed. Henry, quit it. That's all. Yeah, so, hey! Henry! Hey!